What's up, guys? It's Quicksilver here, and today we are facing the wall of cocoa beans. We are going to work on the automatic cocoa bean farm thing here. And as much as it may look like we're actually in my world right now, we're not. I've kind of cleverly recreated it so that I could work with it a little bit in the contraption world. And I figured this might be as good a place as any to kind of show you guys how it works, because unlike my world, I can fly around in this one and I can show you all the dirty background work, underbelly sea stuff. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, I've kind of rebuilt I guess the entrance to our bakery down the hallway and all that good stuff. I wanted to make sure that I could hide everything behind a wall. I didn't want to be able to see any of the stuff that makes this thing work. But just to show you what it's going to do when we hit this button, there are pistons underneath this that are going to shove this up, and then there are more pistons that will shove it right back down. And the motion of the jungle wood back there is enough to pop all the cocoa beans off, and then we just have to run over and pick them up. So I'll show you really fast. That's what we do. And we just run over and pick up all the cocoa beans. So as you can tell, I've done this a few times. I've got oodles of beans here. They grow pretty quickly, I will say. Incidentally, I've also updated my texture pack a little bit here so that I've realized the top of the cocoa beans, when they were fully formed, had a little gappage working in there. So anyway, without further ado, I'll show you guys how this works. And in order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tear out some of this floor here, just to make it easier to get around and let you see everything. So, alright, when we hit this button right here, we are setting our redstone power down here, and then I've used repeaters here to move the signal, just because I have a lot of other stuff going on here that I needed to make sure I wasn't cross-wiring or causing any cross stuff to fire the pistons off. So we're sending a signal down here to what's called a pulse shortener. You guys have seen me build this thing a few times, but basically what happens is the signal goes in here, turns this torch off, which lets this come on for a second, and then like a half a tick later or a tick later, that sends another signal in here that turns it back off. And then that's just enough time for this torch to come back on. So basically what we do is this just pulses redstone really fast, so it's like doo-doo. So what happens then is the signal travels down here and into these repeaters, which goes into these wood blocks in this case, and underneath them are our normal pistons, no stickies involved in this. So what happens is the signal comes down, bam, it smacks into that, and then it shoves all the wall of wood up. And you'll notice I have an extra layer of wood below the floor, and that's just so that when I hit the button I don't see a gap. And you could do this with your pistons on the same level as where those logs are, but if you do, I think there could be a potential problem where maybe some of the lower cocoa beans could actually slip underneath the wall. And the way that I've got it, the wall pushes up and down and there's never a gap, so you never actually see a hole or anything like that. And I've gone ahead and I've done the same thing up top here as well. So how does it function with the stuff up top? The redstone down here, you may have noticed, never actually wires its way up here. And the way that that works is by using what's called a smart piston. And I guess it shouldn't be called a smart piston. Oh, I guess it does require pistons. The pistons are down below though. So what you see here is we have a redstone torch and we have our redstone line right here on top of the blocks. And this is the wood that's I guess it's actually the wood wall that gets shoved up. So as you can see, the redstone stops right here, and then there's a repeater on the other side. And what we're doing is we're making use of the fact that we can throw down, hang on a sec guys, let me do this really quickly. We can throw down, one more thing, I forgot. I need to get one of those, there we go. We can throw down a signal. Well, when we have redstone going into a block, okay, there's a couple ways we can get the redstone out of it. If I just put redstone here, nothing happens. However, if I place a repeater, it actually sucks the power out of the block that's behind it. So what we're doing is we're making use of that little tidbit up top here. So when there's nothing here, we have no power there. But as soon as that wall gets pushed up in there, it completes the circuit there. So what we're doing is when this wall gets shoved up here, the power then gets picked up by this repeater and put into this block. A couple things happen. The power goes around this way and into this repeater, which powers this first piston, which fires down and pushes the wall back down. But then it also goes through to all of these repeaters as well. And I don't know why those things are on. Actually, I guess I have them on a 2-tick delay. I guess I don't have to. Apparently, they're all on different delays, which is kind of goofy. I have them on 2-tick delays just to make sure that it takes a second or so for them to fire before when the wood first pulses up. I don't want it to pulse up and then down too quickly, because if the pistons down the bottom are still extended up when it pushes this up, then this won't push them down. So it's important that there's a gap down below. So let's see if I can do this really quickly. Can I fire it from up here? Yeah, here we go. So there you go. That's how it works right there. You see I didn't have the delay on this one, so that's why it was a little uneven firing time. I'll pick up my cocoa beans really quickly here. Let's see if we can get that to do it again so we can actually see it. There you go. So that's all that's happening here. We're just pushing the wall up and then right back down. And then obviously from in here, you don't see, like I said, you don't see any gaps, so there's no problem with the cocoa beans actually getting shoved down into the wall or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to build in my world, which means I'm going to have to totally tear up my world to do it. Damn, those things grow quick. Shouldn't be too bad of a build for us. I actually was kind of looking at all this stuff as far as what's required. It looks like it's going to need, and obviously the stone button, I need probably a half a stack of redstone dust, 16 repeaters, 3 redstone torches, 10 normal pistons, and 10 more jungle logs, because in my case I don't have the extra row of wood above or below it. So, but I think that's all it's going to take to do it. So I think the worst thing for me is going to be tearing everything up behind it. It does take up a little bit of room, but it's not too bad. So anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to go into my world and we'll start building this sucker for real. But I did want to show it to you here because, like I said, it's a heck of a lot easier to do. And man, those things grow quick. I wish you could do more with cocoa beans and just make cookies. So, alright guys, I'll see you in the real world. Alright guys, I'm back in the, I guess not really the real world, but the real Minecraft world here. And I just realized something. I'm playing in Minecraft 1.6.4. There was never really any real announcement, I guess, by Mojang that they were doing this, unless, I guess, if you're following the forums and stuff like that, which I'm not. But yeah, I guess I will call this the global cooling update. I had mentioned in the last couple of videos that I had pointed out the rings that I have above my iron golem farm, and that is to protect them from what I thought was just going to be a 1.7 update that's going to cause everything above block level 90 to freeze if it's an exposed air block or exposed water block. And yeah, as you can see, apparently they've implemented that with 1.6.4. So you may run around, check your stuff, make sure nothing is frozen. If it is, then you're going to find some way to thaw it out. Damn it. I'm going to try this, and we're going to see if that's going to be close enough, at least for now, to thaw that out for me. It might take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to hang out here for a long time. And actually, the iron fence here might be a problem, so I don't know. I will look into that. I'll find a way, obviously, to get that thawed out. Worst case scenario, I'll just pull it out and I'll pop in another water block, and I'll put some kind of a protector over top of it. But yeah, apparently that was one of the water sources that I missed in my base. So it's raining out, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep here really quick. And then I will go ahead and we'll get started down on the cocoa farm automation. Alright guys, slight delay in plans here. Just went back inside and slept off the rain. Came back out here just to throw a cover over this and see what happened. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. As you can see, my my ice is rather thawed back out into water. But yeah, it does require a block update there so that it doesn't stay, I guess, frozen. Or so that it doesn't just stay a static water block. So anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. I think I might have known that little tidbit about water blocks, or about ice blocks rather. When they thaw out, they do stay stationary like that, or static, I guess is the right term. So anyway, now that that's covered up like that, which I don't know that I really like very much, but it should at least keep that from freezing. I like that, I think, a little bit better than having the the torch just kind of hanging out there. So anyway, yeah, I'll goof around with that. What I might do is just move that down so it sits right on top of the water. If not, then I'll figure something else out. Maybe I'll turn that into a sculpture or something. That might be kind of cool. More of a proper fountain. So alrighty, let me see. I think other than that, I think we're about ready to head down. So I'm gonna actually, you know what, I'm gonna use my dirt blocks. I'm gonna check on the status of my iron golem farms and see if those are frozen. They shouldn't be. I think the rings should do the trick that I needed them to, but I'm going to make sure of that before I go down and start building the cocoa farm. But I will do that off camera, just so you guys know that is the next plan. So I'll see you in just a minute when I'm down in the cocoa farms. Alright, so I'm down here now, and I've done a little bit of work here. I wanted to go ahead and clear this stuff out so that we could just hop right to it, and I won't have to worry about digging a whole bunch of stuff up. However, we have hit another snag here, guys, and the problem is, I don't know if you can see these little tiny yellow feet down here. Looks like my chicken has again glitched through the half slab that I had there. So I've also pulled that out, and I've got a solution that I'm going to do for that, and then we're going to try and kill that guy. I'll get him eventually. Maybe we can, you know what, I wonder if I can shoot him. Probably not. Nope, of course not. Alright, well, no big deal. I'll worry about that later. But let me show you what we've done here. Pretty much I've just cleared out some space back here behind all this, and I've tried to put everything in place so that I don't have to worry about building stuff. That's going to be where our pulse shortener goes, stuff like that. I pulled out the blocks above this. I don't think it's going to matter, but I am going to have a redstone torch sitting right here. Sitting, whatever. And I want to make sure that it's not going to actually be powering any blocks, at least above it. Then I've also just dug a little staircase up here, and I've kind of cleared out the space above here as well. So, just so you know what I'm planning to do to fix the chicken, and I don't know if we should just go ahead and do that or what, but I've got a fence post, I don't know if you can see it, stuck up here, and I'm actually going to make a chicken somewhere up here. I'm going to attach a lead to it, and then I'm going to attach the other one to that, and I'm going to shove the chicken in here. And this hole is actually right above our hopper that's going into our egg catcher, so that should resolve the issues that we were having there. However, let's just head downstairs and get this sucker wired up really fast. So I think the first thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get my pistons and jungle wood under here so I can do the bottommost row of this stuff. So let's see if we can't get this in place. There's those, and yeah, good. I wanted to make sure that these were facing the right direction. Nothing weird going on with them, so nothing looks any different here other than the floor here, which I will replace the flooring, but that gives us that. So then the next bit we need to do, I'm going to grab a whole bunch of redstone. Well, yeah. My button's going to go on the other side of this log wall right here. So that way we can plant right here with our we can plant right here with our cocoa beans, and it won't be a problem. Sorry if I sound a little goofy here to you guys tonight, but it is really, really late my time, but I just don't feel like going to bed yet, and I do feel like doing some recording, so here I am. That's how much love I got for you. Alright, so there's those two guys. I'm going to go ahead, just because I think it's going to make it easier to build this, I'm going to put the repeaters that I need in here. Then I'm going to need to have some redstone here, so I think those are all the repeaters I'm going to need on that. Then we're going to want to do this, that, and I'm going to have a repeater here on 4 ticks if I'm not mistaken. Then here's where I'm going to pull the the redstone signal from on these guys. So actually I think I'm going to try and do this first, so that I don't accidentally cause those pistons to pulse, because I'm not really quite ready for that yet. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I think that's got the button really wired up, except I don't have a button in place yet, so let's go ahead and do that really super fast. Yeah, that might be a good thing, huh? So I'm going to put my button over here, and now if I push this, it should shove those up, because what will happen is our power will go down here through these repeaters over here to our pulse shortener, which should give us a really quick pulse into these guys, and it should just power these, which are going to then power the pistons by proxy, because it's going to power the blocks above them. So that gives us that. Then if I run up here, let me see, I've got these already in place so that I can put our redstone in, but I think before I do that, let's see if I can not trap myself in here. That's going to be the big trick. I'm going to place these guys first, and yeah, now I'm trapped in here, but I think I can, it's not a big deal. There we go, excellent. Throw that in place. And now that I'm out of there, I can place our jungle logs up here, and that should give us that. So now we've got to get our smart piston built, and the way we're going to do that, like I mentioned before, is not too tough. I'm going to go ahead, I've got the blocks in place, I'm going to throw that there, and then there's our signal. So when this block gets pushed up from the pistons below, it'll complete the circuit. Then I want to Throw that guy. Come on now. Work with me, baby. Oh, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? I'll do it from this side. There we go. Excellent. We'll throw that guy there. Now I got to do a little trickiness here. Now, if I finish this up before I do the chicken, it's going to make life difficult getting in there. Unless I dig around on this side, which I think is what I'm going to do. This just makes more sense to me for some goofy, silly reason. Let's make sure our light levels are good here, too. I'm not sure. Light level 8, okay. 9. Oh, you're kidding me. I hate gravel. Hate gravel. Alright, cool. Alright, excellent. So we can get around on this side now without getting trapped. So let's go ahead. I need that block there, this block, this block. Alright, now before I knock myself out of being able to place that, I'll do that, and that, and that. That gives us power to all 5 pistons. I think I had those on 2 delay, if my memory serves, which I hope it does. And then this is the key right here, man. So what'll happen is when the wood gets pushed up here, it'll complete the circuit, which will power that little repeater guy, which is right there on the other side of this block. So this block will get power, which will send power around to here, and then through all these guys, pushing everything back down. So I think at this point we are all set up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test the button down here really fast. I'm not going to close anything up because we still got to get the chicken dealt with, but I think we'll see this go up and down here. Yep, that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So alright, wow, that went pretty quickly. So I think we are done really with this part of the build, but let's go ahead and take care of the chicken here first. Yeah, I want to get him in place here, and then I think we're all set there. Nothing to worry about here. I guess I'll fill this in just in case I'm digging around here someday. Let's see if we can get lucky with the chicken. Please pretend I didn't just say that. That sounded really, really bad. There we go. Come here, you little bastard. Come on. There we go. Alright now, little chickie. Oh, come back. Where the hell did he go? Come on. I know you're not used to being on a leash. Come up, chicken. That's right. There we go. And there he is, bouncing up and down. So he should just live there forever. Just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and place 2 blocks here. That's why I have that torch in there, so there shouldn't be any mobs that are able to spawn there. And I think we're all set now. We should have chicken. There he is. You can see him. That's kind of cool. Gotta like that. And I guess I'm going to let that guy out. Oh, I can't. Seriously? Now I can. Now I can shoot the bastard too. Bye, chicken. That's what you get. That's what you get for messing with my little contraption, pal. Alright, let's see if we can't place some blocks. Yeah, good. And I don't know why I'm really bent on that, but that gets all that in place. Only thing I'm not sure I'm a big fan of is I'd really like to be able to get in and out of here, but I don't know that I want to stick another door down here. Guess it's not going to look too bad, right? Make sure that all still works. Yep, alright. So we should be all set. I can go ahead and place some cocoa beans back on the wall. Where did I put the cocoa beans? Duh, right here where it makes sense, right? So alright, let's make sure that works out. Put these back in here. And yeah, I guess let's go ahead, we'll make that into a proper door. I don't think I'm ever going to need to get back in there, but it's one of those things where as soon as I think that, I'm going to need to get in there, you know? Oh, I can't place a block down. That's a bit of an issue. Alright, well let's just make another door somewhere else. Let's do it right here. I don't like that either. Alright, what are our options? We can't do it here. It's got to be there. Alright. So, much as I don't know that I like this at all, maybe I'll figure something else out later that'll be a little more elegant. But yeah, let's use the right tool. Like I said, guys, it's late. Bear with me here. I'm not going to be able to get down here very well, actually, at all. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that guy out. That'll let us get in here if we need to, and then we can go straight up here, which is good. And you know what? I guess I don't have to have that there at all. That's just kind of goofy. Let's see what the light levels here are. Yeah, we're good. Alright, good deal. You know, I should probably check the light levels on all that, but I'm not gonna. I just feel that confident, man. Alright. I think we just finished the bakery, guys. Alright, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff cleaned up a little bit, check the length on this video and see how we're coming. Feels like it might be a little short to me, so if it is, I'll try and figure something else out that we can do. I'm not really sure what yet, but I don't know. Let me get a look at that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're getting a little bit close on time here, but I did want to show you one thing here. I'm back in my contraption world, and I know there's probably a bunch of you guys out there screaming, "Hey man, put some freaking hoppers underneath that thing, and that way you don't have to worry about collecting these guys." But I wanted to show you really quick. I've done that here, and a couple things. Number one, I don't like how it's kind of a step down here. If I just do this one wide, it doesn't really catch them all, and even two wide, it doesn't seem to. But I also get this weird little gap thing under here, which I really don't like. So if I go ahead and I do that, even when I do that, it seems like it's still a little glitchy, and I still end up missing some. And I've tried a whole bunch of different things here. I tried putting a whole bunch of I tried putting a hopper minecart underneath there. I tried leaving this thing open like this, and it just I don't know, it's not really reliable. So I find that I end up running over here and picking stuff up just as much, if not more, than if I didn't do that. Although all my tests now are of course going to show everything going right in there nice and neat. But anyway, so yeah, so I didn't really want to do that in the world, but I thought I'd show you that really quick. So anyway, I didn't want to leave you hanging there. We are now back in my world, and obviously I have a full harvest here of cocoa beans, so when I hit the button, it just goes flying everywhere. And as you can see, I mean, there's stuff as far over as here when I do that. So I think putting any kind of a collector system underneath that would just be kind of fruitless. And as you can see, our chicken is laying eggs here. We've got a cake that I've already started noshing on there. Got a spare one backed up. The cow works. She comes to us when we want to call her in. Even though she glitches into the wall sometimes like that, but doesn't look like she's taking any damage. I think it's just a local graphical glitch kind of a thing. And then we have plenty of sugar coming over here, so I think I'm going to call this one completed bakery. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a like or a thumbs up rather if you liked it, and want to see more of these things, absolutely subscribe, and I will keep trying to push these things out. In the meantime, I think my wheat's ready to harvest again, so I'm going to do that and maybe go make myself some cookies or something like that. So anyway, I will see you guys next time.